ready, Marta? Is it time? Are the people watching? Already? Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to a new program 907. Con el tiempo me estoy haciendo más tonto aquí. This is getting sillier and sillier. I've given too many classes, really. Es un empacho de inglés. Yeah. After all these years, I've been teaching English for 49 and a half years. This coming August, I will celebrate the golden anniversary of teaching English. Wow. Hey, Richard. Yeah? After 50 years, do you still like teaching English? Yeah, I still enjoy teaching English. Yeah. It's a noble profession. ¿A que sí? Noble? Yeah. Yes. Recuerdo un profesor mío, es muy noble profesión desasnar a la gente. Okay. I don't agree with that necessarily, but it's a noble profession. And the level of English now is better in Spain than many years ago. But I think it's better because of the impact of social networks, the impact of Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, the internet in general, and YouTube, etc. People are exposed to the English, like young people especially, adolescents are exposed to English much more now than 30 years ago, much, much more. And I think that's the reason, not because of me, or because of the colegios bilingües. I think it's because of the social networks and the impact of communication now through the internet, YouTube and other things. There's a lot of contact with the English language. People here in Spain, the young people, when they speak English, it's still not good enough speaking, but they understand better. Yes. And they don't suffer much less. They suffer stage fright much less. Stage fright is miedo escénico o el llamado sentido de ridículo. It's not as common now. 30 years ago, yes. Oh, me da pánico, vergüenza. Now, no, much less. And that's important. That's a psychological change. But they need to improve both the young people. If we go together, for example, you and me, if we go to the gate is la Puerta de Valla, the gate of the Politécnica here in Madrid, and the engineers, con toga y birrete, with cap and gown. O sea, birrete y toga, decimos en inglés. Cap como gorra. Cap and gown, G-O-W-N, gown. Como down, hacia abajo, pero con G, no con D. Gown. Cap and gown, they come out with their diploma, their degree in engineering. If we stop everybody and give them an English test, I think we will find that their English on a scale of 1 to 10 is 6. 20 years ago, 3, 4. Now it's 6. All right. And their lack of fear, falta de miedo, or is non-existent. They're not afraid. So there's been a lot of improvement. Okay, I want to finish page 33 on gain fluency. Page 33, the next to last one. Can you give me a couple more minutes? Can you give me? Fíjate como los nativos decimos, can you? O como dicen muchos españoles, can you? Kenia de cerveza, Kenia, casi Kenia. El Gran Cañón, Kenia. Can you give me? Give me, la V, nos la comemos. Give me, dame otra oportunidad. Give me another chance. Give me another chance, please. Can you give me a few more minutes? A couple of more minutes, un par de minutos más. ¿Me puedes dar un par de minutos más? Can you give me a couple of more minutes? I need to make sure the email I just wrote went out okay. I need to make sure. ¿Cómo digo sure? Necesito asegurarme de algo aquí, ¿no? De que el correo electrónico que acabo de escribir haya salido bien del buzón de salida. Okay. I need to make sure. Yeah, can you give me a couple of more minutes? Huh? Wait. I need to make sure the email I just wrote, que acabo de escribir, went out. Salió okay. Went out okay. The attachment, había un attachment, se dice. ¿Cómo se dice attachment here? Yeah, lo que adjuntos, lo que adjuntas. La cosa adjunta. Was over 10 megabytes, and it may still be in the outbox. The attachment, to attach, is enganchar algo a otro, to attach. Pero también es adjuntar, to attach. Agregar algo, to attach. De hecho, agregado comercial es commercial attaché. Yeah, agregado militar, military attaché. A French word, attach. The attachment was over 10 megabytes. 10 megs. En Estados Unidos decimos megs. 10 megs. Mega. 10 mega. I remember, 25 years ago, or 20 years ago, in Austin, Texas, I took the family to Austin. My parents were living in Austin. And we went there. And every time I went to the United States, on the first day, I went to rent a computer. Because my parents didn't have a computer. And so I went to rent a computer. And I always asked for cuántos mega. And I said, I want 20 mega. I said, mega. Megs, 20 megs. You know, here you say mega, 20 mega. All right, 20 giga. Okay. We say 20 megs, 20 gigs. 20 gigs, gigabytes, megabytes. All right, aquí digo megabytes. Todo, megabytes. All right. The attachment, yeah, can you give me, can you give me a couple more minutes? Wait, can you give me a couple of more minutes? Can you give me a couple of more minutes? I need to make sure the email I just wrote went out okay. Se usa el pasado aquí. Necesito hacer que saliera bien o haya salido bien. Pero aquí en inglés vamos al pasado simple, saliera. Necesito asegurarme de que saliera bien, que haya salido bien el correo electrónico que acabo de escribir. The email, I need to make sure the email I just wrote. Un purista diría, no, Richard, I've just written. Okay. The purist is right, but we don't say that. We say I just wrote. I need to make sure the email I just wrote went out okay. Salió okay. Went out okay. The attachment was over 10 megabytes, and it may still be in the outbox. La caja de salida, o sea, el buzón, bandeja de salida, no bandeja. Yeah, de salida. I need to make sure. Yeah, the attachment was over 10 megabytes, and it may, sea el correo, it may still be in the outbox. And I don't want to shut down everything and go with you with something still in, it's a very important email with a very important attachment. I want to make sure that it has successfully gone out. All right. Next one, the last paragraph, just one more paragraph. I want to finish page 33. Why does your teacher give you so much homework? Why does your teacher give you so much homework? It's too much in my opinion. It's too much in my opinion. What's his name? O sea, el profesor's hombre. My next door neighbor is a teacher at the same school. I'll talk to her first before doing anything. This is interesting. because I don't know who's talking. Because the person is talking clearly to a student. I get the impression that the person who is talking is a tutor. Es un tutor. Ahora en español el tutor es el que te ayuda a los estudiantes, que aconseja a los estudiantes y orienta a los estudiantes, el tutor. En inglés decimos counselor, o sea, asesor, counselor, que da consejos. Counselor, we don't say tutor. In English, tutor is profesor particular. Some students have trouble at school, have trouble at school, and the parents hire the services of a tutor who comes to the home and helps the student prepare for the school. Did you have a private tutor? No? All right, me neither. But I remember once, I was probably 11 years old or 12 years old. And I was having trouble with mathematics. And 3 or 4 times my mother took me, this is interesting, they took me to a house in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I've completely forgotten this. This is the first time I've remembered this in 50 years. And there was a married couple living there. Both of them were physically handicapped. Both were in wheelchairs. The husband and the wife were in wheelchairs. And the husband had a goatee. A goatee is perilla. And he looked like a beatnik, como los años 50, los que tocan. Yeah, bohemios, like a bohemian. And he helped me, not the wife, I think it was the husband, yeah, that helped me with my mathematics, etc. And I remember they had a nice house, and both of them were tutors. So both of them worked as private instructors, private teachers. We say tutor, tutors. Because they had difficult mobility, of course, is difficult. So they needed an activity in which people came to their house, and they didn't need to go out. And so both husband and wife were handicapped. And I don't remember if they had any children. I don't think so. But they're very nice. But I only went 3 or 4 times, I think. And after that, no. A tutor. I get the impression that the person talking here is a tutor. And he's talking to a young man, or a boy or a girl who goes to school. And the tutor is questioning the policy of one of the teachers. He says, why does your teacher, he says, look at it. Bueno, Marcos, eh? Oh, wow, oh, Dios mío. Why does your teacher give you so much homework? Why does your teacher give you so much homework? ¿Por qué te da tantos deberes? It's too much in my opinion. Es demasiado en mi opinión. It's too much in my opinion. Why does your teacher give you so much homework? It's too much in my opinion. What's his name? ¿Cómo se llama? Es hombre. What's his name? My next door neighbor, el vecino que tengo al lado, el vecino de al lado. My next door neighbor, next door, con guión, next door, próxima puerta. Next door, es la forma de al lado. La familia de al lado. The next door neighbors, the family next door. Hey, the guy next door is really good looking. The girl next door is, wow, out of sight. Yeah. Yeah, out of sight, fuera de vista, means, wow, yes. I think it's Afrodita. Se ha instalado en la casa del lado. Yeah, I think she's come, ha bajado el Olimpo para comprar la casa del lado. Yeah, Aphrodite came down. My next door neighbor, I'm convinced it's Aphrodite, the goddess of beauty and love. All right, so my next door neighbor. Y dice, my next door neighbor is a teacher at the same school. I'll talk to her, so de profesora. I'll talk to her before doing anything. So, I get the impression, me da la impresión, se dice en inglés, consigo la impresión. I get the impression that this tutor doesn't agree with the teacher's homework policy, política de deberes, homework policy. And he's thinking about talking to the teacher or talking to the school. He said, why does your teacher give you so much homework, Marcos? It's too much in my opinion. Yes. What's his name? The professor. My next door neighbor is a teacher at the same school. I'll talk to her before doing anything. Now, if she agrees with me and says, oh, that teacher is famous for giving a lot of homework, I'll go to the school principal to help Marcos, because I don't agree. Personally, I don't agree with homework. If I were, me echaría en el gobierno, but if I were the Minister of Education, I would prohibit homework completely, especially in primary education, because the kids spend 6 or 7 hours at school. 6 or 7 hours is enough time, no? It's enough time for education. The rest of the time is for play, to enjoy life, to have fun. If then you have 2 hours at home, that's 9 hours a day. Yeah, 9 hours a day. That's a lot. And on the weekends, sábado, domingo, kids need to play. They need to play. They need to enjoy life. They need to identify life with fun. You know, it's interesting, the other day, I had lunch. I had lunch with, se llama Manolo. All right. He's a very important person in the world of education. And we've known each other for, I think, 20 years, for a long time. We've known each other for a long time. And he said to me, eres un disfrutón. Nunca había oído la palabra disfrutón. ¿Tú? Él dijo, eres un disfrutón. That means disfrutas de la vida. You enjoy life. Of course I enjoy life. It's a question of positive attitudes. But when you have teachers like this Marcos's teacher, well, it's more difficult to enjoy life because you spend 7 hours at school, then you go home and spend 2 or 3 hours with homework. Because Marcos has 5 or 6 different teachers, and each one gives him homework. And teacher A gives him a lot of homework. Why does your teacher, tercera persona del singular, why does your teacher give you, view, point of view, give you, enlaza? Why does your teacher give you so much homework? It's too much, in my opinion. What's his name? My next door neighbor is a teacher at the same school. I'll talk to her first before doing anything. Antes de hacer nada. I'll talk to her first before doing anything. All right. Well, we have finished page 33. Page 34 for our next class. All right. Grammar. Yes. When was the last time? Tengo una chuleta hoy. I have a cheat sheet today. Present perfect. When was the last time you saw a UFO? I've never seen a UFO. Have you? Have you ever seen a UFO? No, un ovni, no has visto. No. Okay. All right. Victor knows un ovni? No. Yeah, he's flying. All right. When was the last time you saw a pink elephant? I've never seen a pink elephant. When was the last time you saw a film? When was the last time you saw a movie in Seville? Sevilla. I've never seen a movie in Seville. I've never gone to a movie theater in Seville. No. The last time I was in Seville was I went for the feria. And it was, I didn't like it. Sorry. Too crowded. Too many people. Oh. And people recognized me. Vaughan! Said, venga nuestra caseta. Come. And you couldn't move. Yeah, have a drink. You couldn't hear me. Oh, Monday, have a drink. It was crowded. There was 37 people in a room the size of this studio. And for me, that's not fun. Okay. All right. And so I was not impressed. But, of course, I wasn't drunk. I wasn't drinking. But in any case, when was the last time you saw a movie in Seville? I've never seen a movie in Seville. When was the last time you took me to the airport? I've never taken you to the airport. When was the last time you took an exam in Paris? I took an exam in Paris. I've never taken an exam in Paris. When was the last time you took those pencils to your house? I've never taken those pencils to my house. These pencils have always been here. They've never changed. These pencils have always been. I think these pencils are tired of the cup. Huh? Dicen, ya está bien que estemos aquí. They said, they've been here for too long. But I've never taken these pencils out of this room. Never. Have you? Yeah, you have. She has. She's taken these pencils to another room. Yeah. All right. When was the last time you did something bad? The last time I did something bad? I've never done anything bad. Yeah. The last time I did something bad, I was, I think, 7 years old. I stole some toys. Yeah. From the 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven is a small shop in Houston, Texas. But Alex, mi amigo Alex, he was the bad guy. I was the dumb kid, chico tonto. He was the ringleader, cabecilla of Alex. He was the ringleader. And we stole toys. The last time I did something bad was then. I was 7. The other day, 2 weeks ago, I had lunch with Manolo, el Manolo de antes. The one who said, I'm disfrutón. And Manolo said, Manolo's very religious. He's very religious. And I said, Manolo, I think I'm probably going to spend a couple of millennia in purgatory first before going to heaven. Un par de milenios en el purgatorio primero, seguro que me toca. And he says, don't worry. Intercederé por tu parte. Sí. Ya. Tendrás enchufe para entrar al cielo rápido. And I said, are you going to speak to St. Peter? St. Peter? No. St. Peter? No, I'm going to speak to God. And so he's very religious, very convinced. He said, don't worry, Richard. If you end up in purgatory, I will speak to God for you. He said, if you go to hell, I can't help you. No, dijo, de verdad, dijo, si vas al infierno, no te puedo ayudar. He says, if you go to hell, I can't help you. But if you go to purgatory, don't worry. You have a friend in heaven. Okay, so when was the last time I did something bad? I've never done anything bad except stealing toys when I was 7 years old. When was Richard? Yeah. When was the last time you came here on horseback? I've never come here on horseback. When was the last time you came? I've never come. Come. When was the last time I came on horseback? Los americanos decimos a lomo o a espalda de caballo. Siempre. Los británicos nos hacen burla por ello. Of course, el ecuestre. El montar a caballo, we say horseback riding. Horseback riding. And the British say horse riding. Of course, the British is more logical. And the British make fun of the Americans. Why do you say horseback riding? You can't ride a horse the opposite way. You crazy Americans. And the British are right in this case. But the British have some crazy things too. Okay, I've never come here on horseback. Well, when was the last time you ate spaghetti with your hands? I've never eaten spaghetti with my hands. It's very difficult to eat spaghetti with your hands. Yeah. I eat spaghetti with a fork, not with a spoon. In Italia está muy mal visto usar cuchara. Yeah. So I eat spaghetti with a fork. Only. All right. I've never eaten. Eaten. I've never eaten spaghetti with my hands. See you tomorrow.